Hey, hey, hey. Hey, okay. Out to the pay, for the grass is always green. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it. Okay, out to the pay, for the grass is always green. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of No Label the Podcast. Here, my boy Nell.
Yo.
Special shout out to everybody that's been subscribing on YouTube as normal, liking on Instagram, sharing on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that. Appreciate y'all as always.
Absolutely. And shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to Guap Coin. Cryptocurrency for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Bitcoin
sir.
went up. But about 15, 20%, you know what I'm saying? Couple 10,000, something like that.
That's a fact.
So hey man, watch what happened over the next 6 months. That's all I gotta say. It's gonna be something special. It's like, man, get in while the getting is good. Man, today we sitting down with one of Buffalo's many gems. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the times we get overshadowed by the style and flair of New York City, but we got incredible artists and like people in art and fashion here. Sitting down with little dead boy SABI. What's good?
What up?
How you, bro?
Feeling good, you know?
Feeling black?
Feeling black. All black. Little architects.
What's the name? So, shit, you don't do many interviews.
I don't do interviews. I don't even talk to people. I don't talk to humans.
That's real. Like, have you always been like that, or is it?
Yeah, I'm anti. I'm real anti, but when I get around people, I know how to communicate. I know how to articulate myself well.
No, that's dope. And shoot, I always look at like painting and art as a form of communication anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you be talking even when you're not talking. You know what I'm saying? The clothes will speak for you. You know what I mean? The drip, all of that.
That's clean.
Hell yeah. So we like to little start at the beginning types of, so like born and raised in Buffalo, what part of town?
Oh, I'm from East Delavan.
Okay.
I grew up around East Delavan. I lived on Herb, stayed on Herb. That's where I met Lil Ski. He lived over there too. That's my little boy raised, you know?
Yeah.
Grew up over there type shit.
That's hard.
Yeah.
So man, it's funny because being from Buffalo and like our generation, we didn't see what we see now growing up. As far as like access to the social media and seeing the whole world. And it's like we only knew Buffalo.
We only knew Buff.
You know what I'm saying?
Or shit, even just that
A lot
side
of
of
people
town
knew
you was
Atlanta
from.
too. A lot of people knew Atlanta. They was going out to Atlanta back and forth. So
Okay.
you know, we used to have the BMC boys, listen to BMC boys. Shit. I ain't like Buffalo
House
shared
parties.
part culture with Atlanta on some funny shit. People don't even know it type shit.
No, yeah, I really want to sit down
That's
with
why
some
they
of
need
the
to
older
stop
heads.
taking their slangs, man. Stop saying slack shit. Slime.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it one bit. Shit, but like you got deep roots in the town. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah, I got a lot of family.
yeah.
I got a lot of family. Shout out my cousin Skate, my cousin E.
Word, dog.
You know, one of my favorite Ubers.
Hell yeah, definitely shout out Skate.
Word, shout out to the whole Ooze gang.
I feel like the Shack just plays a part in like everybody who's like kind
they
of done something as far as artists, rappers, painters, any type of artist. Like you came through the Shack, you went to the Shack at some point.
Yeah.
You created at the Shack, you made bread at the Shack. Like everybody,
Met somebody.
met somebody, connected with somebody who's like pivotal in your artistry right now.
Yeah, they had a hub, bro. They had a hub where it was just like creatives was really like just
what's
popping
the
up.
home for the X-Men? That shit
Yeah, I
like the
know what
home
you're
of the that shit like the Mutants
The
Institution.
Mutant Academy.
Institution and some shit like that.
Absolutely. So, was you drawing and stuff like back in high school?
Yeah, like little bullshit sketches and shit in my books and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't lie, from pre-K, probably like from pre-K. That's how I got my bitches. Art.
You draw a little note.
Yeah,
Like,
bitches the right motherfuckers that can draw. They like, oh, do my little art project, do my art class with me. So shit, yeah. Pre-K through all the way to high school. It was just doodling though. It was just having fun, just sketching bullshit sketches. It was nothing serious. I didn't even think I was an artist. I just know how to draw, and people just looked at it like, oh my god, you can draw. Like if you know how to draw in fucking like grammar school or some shit, around in the 2000s shit, you know. You was the shit. Like
that's a fact.
You know, just for that reason, you didn't have to be cool or nothing. Like I ain't had to be cool. I ain't had to be tough. No crazy shit. I used to just sit and draw, quiet, chilling all day. Like, you ask all the girls, they know. They know.
Yeah, when I was at PA, I had a bunch of friends who was like art majors, and they used to draw portraits and stuff like 5th grade.
See, I was in that fire.
So, yo, they were like, yo, you want this joint? I'm about to throw it out. I'm like, bet, I take it.
Act like you drew it.
Act like it's mine. Shorty's going crazy. I'm like, yeah.
That's that thing. That's that real artist shit. Like artists, some motherfuckers be thinking too much. They be all in their head. Oh, I'm trying to be the Nets Picasso. I'm trying to be the Nets Basquiat. I ain't never think that. I ain't never really cared too much, you know. So it was just like a thing that I knew that I could do. It was just always in my hands or some shit. You know? Because
you got a unique style too. It's like it's not something you see.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. Only person who noticed is my man Spoon, because I paint with him every day and shit. Like we chill and shit, paint and just smoke. Fucking talk about like what's the next move and shit. Like my style that I consider right now is like consumer based. You know, like a lot of people won't get that, but it's like the word consumer that I break down because I'm about to make Consumers Magazine. Like it's about to just be like a whole book of like iconic fucking people and staples that like live throughout time, and I'm about to just do my Gustavo style on them type shit. Shouldn't even be giving out the gems, but you know, I'm gonna tell y'all type shit. I'm gonna tell y'all, but like I consider my art fucking consumer based because it's like right now, like the one-on-ones, I look at them as like product, like selling crack or some shit, you know, on some Virgil pirate shit. It's just like I look at it like when I'm making it, I think about basically just symbolism and propaganda. You know, just like how I could just push something that we all know, like just stereotypical shit. Like, oh, I watched this before. You know, I seen that before. It's like it's easier for people to appeal to and gravitate to. You know, that's like my little secret. Just in the art.
Nah, that's tough. Because it's the simple things that we overlook.
Yeah, always.
So when did you catch on and start doing that though? Like taking that approach to it?
Like more so when I started studying art, like, cause I didn't consider myself an artist. I started making the clothes in like 2016. So all the way up until like 2018, I probably didn't even think I was an artist. I looked at myself as a designer or some shit. So when I got to the point that like people started interpreting that as it was art and calling me an artist, that's when I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm an artist. You know? Well, first it was El Gustavo.
Okay.
That was just some shit like when I first started listening to West. And I heard them say Gustavo. And it just sounded like some crazy cartel Mexican drug dealer. So I just fucking made a character named El Gustavo. Like I feel like when you making something, you gotta make like a mascot. You gotta have a mascot.
That's a fact.
You know, like you gotta have a fucking something that people can remember you by. So I guess after El Gustavo, I got into it like looking at it like more pop culture references, and you know, I started like diving into punk references and just watching a lot of Vivian Westwood shit and catching on to the Sex Pistols. And then I realized like, yo, shit, I watched this fucking documentary when I was like in fucking 8th grade. You know what I mean? Like this who killed Nancy Spunk and shit. That was like with Sid Vicious, and I seen how they was rocking like the Mickey Mouse fucking t-shirts, and I just started drawing Mickey Mouse like 24/7. I drew him to the point I can draw that motherfucker with my eyes closed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you put in that time.
Yeah, it's just like muscle memory. It's like when you just draw something or you just do something 24/7, like, you know, anything.
No,
type shit.
That's a fact.
So did you choose Mickey because he was such like an iconic character and like everybody knows what Mickey Mouse is? Everybody.
That's the only reason. Like, pretty much just like visual purposes. You know what I mean? And because like people look at him like good, you know, Walt Disney was a scum, you know? So I break it down to like just, you know.
No, that's real.
Yeah, kind of showing like the inner shell of Mickey, like
inner,
what Mickey really is.
That's what the whole Gustavo shit basically is, like inner wounds, inner scars. That's why like the whole Consumers magazine is like icons and shit. So it's like scars and hidden scars that like, you know, we wouldn't think they would show. Like,
yeah, I
you
fuck
can't
with
even
that.
see.
That's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, it's like that's
like people just be like,
subconscious.
oh, it's just so like it looks so scary or so mean. Like, but you know, that's what
It's
I'm
the
aiming
real.
for. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm aiming for.
No, I fuck with that.
Shit.
You ever seen the movie They Live? Roddy Piper?
When that come out? 'Cause I'm
19.
I'm a filmologist. I love movies.
I want to say 19.
I watch movies all day.
It's either 1978 or like 1984 or something. It's an old joint where they put the shades on and they could see the world for what it is.
Should I check it out? It sound crazy.
Nah, yeah. You would like you would love that joint.
Yeah,
You would love that joint. But like, yeah, he throwing the shades and he could see, like, instead of like a poster of a vacation poster, it'll say like breed in like black and white. Or
Okay.
he'll look at a McDonald's joint and it'll be like it'll say greed.
Okay, that sound fire.
Yeah. So it's a fire joint.
Who was the director, if you know?
It's a good question. I don't know the director. I just know it was Roddy Piper, the wrestler, who was in that joint.
He in this shit?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, man, they got Roddy Piper.
Yeah, that joint is hilarious. That joint, but it's one of them. It's one of them classics. So you said before you consider yourself an artist, you were just designing. Was fashion
Yeah,
always
I was
a
just-
huge part?
No, fashion, I didn't even really like do fashion. I just drew on my clothes in high school. You know what I mean? Drew on my clothes in high school. People couple of my friends, they asked like, yo, make me one. You know what I mean? Like, first person who really told me to make them one was like my little homie fucking Ski. Or it could have been my boy Stokes. Out of them two type shit. Asked me to make them like a crazy ass hoodie. Made that and just like mad people wanted one after that. Like, I just was making shit for everybody. Like a whole summer. Like a whole summer I was making shit for everybody.
Nah, that's right. But it's like when it's genuine and it's written and it's shit fired, everybody gonna want one.
Yeah.
Now, was you charging people for it, or was you just doing it off the love?
I was charging $100. I started just charging $100. I was just like, yo, let me get $100. And people ain't even question, like, look at me crazy, like, $100. Like, I don't even do this shit. So, bro, first time I won $100. You know what I mean? Then, shit, it got to a point I was doing the shit so much, I'm like, yo, I got to go to 150. 1 to 150, 180, 200, 250, 3, 4, and shit just go up. That's it. You know what I mean? Just keep going up. Raising the price. Yesterday's price, not today's price. You know?
They were all one-of-ones?
All one-on-ones. Nothing ever was screen printed. Till like 2018, I did my first screen print collection. That was like volume 5, V5. The V5 drop. Like in October. Yeah.
So like, what do you prefer? You do prefer to do the, like, I don't say mass produce, but like,
Shit, until mass producing, SUBI was the first shit to mass produce my shit. I never did anything screen besides that one time in 2018. That was just a test. That was a tester. That was in a trap. Like, that was that first pop-up we had up in the trap in the Slime Shack. You know what I mean? So it was like, from there, I literally just did one-on-ones all the way until fucking 2023. So,
that's real.
yeah. My first drop was like a week ago.
What'd that feel like? What did that feel like? Like,
I don't know. I'll take it step by step. My favorite song is One Day at a Time by Matt's B. Yeah.
It's a classic.
That's how you got to take it.
that's real.
That's how you got to take it.
Yeah, because I was lucky enough to be in the city during when you was having your event. I ain't have enough time to get out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we was in New York City. We was at SOB's for a Love concert, I wish I could have stayed, but I just ran back to go to work and all that stuff. But it was super dope. It was just like I'm in the city doing something incredible at SOBs,
Oh, that's fire.
running the tour, and then it's like somebody else I know from the city
Doing something
doing
incredible.
something right on the
That's
other
how,
side.
that's how it's supposed
holding
to
it down.
be, bro. That's
For
the
sure.
universe.
For
Everybody doing their own shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're just working.
Bro. It's it's just dope. It's just dope to come from like when you see somebody before the light hit them. You know what I'm saying? Before all the attention, before all that, and it's like you seen this person work. Like I want to say, what was it? Anti-Gallery. What was that? Summer. What summer was that? 20, 21. When Haji and True had the collab.
Okay, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
It probably was 2022 or 1.
yeah. And we was like, I was helping out, like helping, making sure everything was running smooth with the models and all that stuff. And I remember seeing you there. We was all, and we might have just finished at the joint, and like, as soon as we got back to the studio, he just went in this corner, cooking, and I'm like, 2-3 hours go by, everybody walking around drinking, trying to celebrate. He in the corner, cooking, like sitting at a desk on top of a desk.
Oh yeah, okay. You talking about friends and family? You talking about the friends and family? Oh, that's how all this shit happened. I'm telling you that story is wonderful, bro.
Tell it. It's your journey to tell.
Shit. Like I don't even know how we got. Oh my god! Like that was an event. Like literally, not even before we even got there, it was just crazy because we was literally partying for like 2 days, like just working hard as hell in the studio. And I just get a text from True, and he was just telling me like, "Yo, we need you to come out there to NYC." And it was just like me and my boy Woods. That's my boy Slack. Mm-hmm. And this motherfucker just kept telling me like, "Yo, man, I want to go out there, but like, you know, like they partying, bro, like drinking heavy." This one we got like the MLV store right across the street from Vice. Yeah. So we was drinking at Vice every day. Like, bro, I'm eating fucking $50, $60 meals at Vice, bro. That summer I spent like a good 3 bands at Vice. Just like clean. Like, but shit, bro, that motherfucker was drunk as hell and I had to force him to get me out there. Like, literally had to force him. Until it got to the point that, like, yo, we driving to go get him something to eat, like, something heavy, like a sub or some shit. And I just hit my boy Spoon up, and because he had the studio, we had to grab some. And he was trying to get out there, too. So right there, like, we was like, yo, bro, we need a designated driver, too, because he wounded. Mm-hmm. Like, Woods was wounded. He was fucked up. Mm-hmm. And right from there, man, we drove out there, shit. Like, it took us, like, 6 hours. We got out there in the night. Like, we probably left around, like, 12. Got there at, like, 6 in the morning. And just chilled in the car until it was, like, fucking 10, booked the telly right after that type shit. We get to fucking open ceremony, and that's the name of the building type shit. That's what the building used to be named, Open Ceremony. We get there type shit, and everybody just working. It's, like, fucking 6 fucking artists in there, like, top artists, like, that you probably wouldn't even... You would know him, but, like, you got to know. You know what I mean? You got my boy Haji there, my boy fucking Gabriel Davis. Shut the fuck up. That's my boy Omi. Who else you had up in that bitch? You had Kill Kaiser up in that bitch. You had fucking, bro, like, photographers, my boy Versus. Like, you had mad fucking people in there. Like, it was just crazy because half these people from different places and then half these people from the city, but it's like everybody came together to just put that whole shit together. And me, you know, I always want to stay working, so I bring my own shit. You know what I mean? Bring my own shit, sit down, and I'm working, just sketching up at a table for like a couple of days. But I was sketching that whole night up at the table, and like late night, I'm thinking like the owner, he came up in that bitch. My boy Craig King, he came up in that bitch. And he seen True and Hodge, and he was like, yo, who that right there? You know what I mean? And it was like, but that's my cousin SABI right there. You feel me? Just from there, he was like, yo, bro, I need him doing that tomorrow at the opening, you know? Then Hodge told me, like, yo, you gotta do that on the opening. Did that shit at the opening, bro. And just from there, bro, just did like 5 one-on-ones from him. But the day of the shit, I did 1 at that table. Sketched out 1 at the table, fucked with it. Went through a couple more, gave me a couple more blanks. Hit out like 5 of them bitches. I was only out there. Meanwhile, I tell you, bro, I was only out there for a day and a half, 2 days. Know what I mean? We went back straight to Buff the second day. Had to come back out because they was having the third day was a party. It was like they was going out with a bang. Like it was dead ass, like a crazy ass party type shit. And just from that, bro, we zoomed back out there. I was sketching up the one-on-ones on the road type shit. Woodsy can tell you this, no lie. No lie, man. Ask the people. I mean, no script. Can't make this up. Shot right back out there. Day of the opening ceremony, the last party, day 3 type shit. Woke up in the morning, went to the SUBI store. Just because, you know, Trudy was at the SUBI store grabbing mad free clothes and shit. Went to the SUBI store. Seen my boy Craig K, gave him the shits. From that, got his contact info. You know what I mean? I got an old picture. It's me, him. It's me and True and him taking a picture. And my boy Haji we on FaceTime with Haji. And but that was clean, bro. That's literally how all this shit happened. Like
that snowball
just
effect.
zooming out there and just taking that risk. Like my boy fell asleep on the road. Like literally fell asleep on the road. And my boy Spoon had to hop in the passenger and literally drive the whole way. Like nigga was never gonna make it. We never linked with Spoon that night.
So when Truey texts you like, yo, we need you out here, did he tell you like what it was for and what it was about?
He said it was his show.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's Buzz, so that's my cousin. So it's like everything he do, he you know, he like we trying to correlate something. Like the way they work like a film production team. In a way, like everybody do this. Know what I mean? Just to make this one beautiful picture.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I noticed that.
So it's like when he hit me up, I was just part of the production team right there. So it was like when I got out there, it was like, you're gonna do your job. I mean, that was it. Like we gonna do this shit. You know?
Nah, that's tough.
And then just from there, I guess I got back home type shit. My boy Kingy texted me like, yo, I need you to do something for me. And then I guess like I ain't believe him. Know what I mean? After that phone call, I just kept working, doing my own shit. I ain't even care about that call, care about like what he just told me. Cause I be thinking it's bullshit. Anything somebody tell me that is like that they can't show me, okay, it's like it's out the window. Cause I'm like, you gotta show me. I'm one of them type of people. So when he hit me back like up in like January type shit, and he told me that he's gonna need me to do a show out there in Chicago, then do one in LA, like making one-on-ones, like hand making items and shit. I'm like, yo, how the fuck I'ma hand make items in person in Saks, then the SUBI store, then fucking the Saks in Chicago. It was like, yo, I'm in 3 different stores. This is wild.
Yeah.
I can't do all this shit by hand. So it's like, you know, I hit up my boy Spoon. Like he a wizard. This motherfucker a wizard. He like one of them motherfuckers like me. Like he want this shit. He really want this shit. Like I can only hang around people who really determined. You know, I don't know why. It's like it rubbed me the wrong way being around like people who don't want to work, or it's like
that's
you ain't got no ambition.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be around the same type of field. So it's like I surround myself with workers.
Yeah, like-minded people.
Yeah, like the right workers. You know what I mean? The ones that's gonna really like, okay, we gotta do this shit. Like, no ifs, no buts. You know
I noticed
what I mean?
that being in the shack, like being in the shack, it was like I would be in there, I would get antsy. Yeah, like I start itching, like yo,
yes,
what,
the motivation.
I need to do something.
The motivation,
like, what we
bro,
doing?
Bro, the motivation gotta rub you the right way. It rub you the right way, then you're gonna take it and you're gonna go with it and you're gonna help the team. You're gonna bring them plates to the table. Everybody gonna eat. Know what I mean? But shit, I hit my boy Spoon up that day, bro. After I fucking got that call that I was supposed to be out there, and that motherfucker taught me how to airbrush. You know what I mean? Just like I had an airbrush for like 3 years, bro. Like one of my customers, bro, he bought a painting off me, and he asked me, he was like, "Yo, bro, you airbrush? You know how to airbrush?" I'm like, "Hell nah." And motherfucker just like, "Yo, my mom has an airbrush. I'm gonna bring you it." He just brought me an airbrush for free. Like just gave me a free brand new airbrush, of Iwata. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like I don't know how to use this shit. And shit, Buzz taught me how to use that shit like in a day. And the next day I had to go out there, so it was like, yeah, telling you, bro, I called that motherfucker right now. And next day I had to be on the motherfucking plane. I even had to call him, like, to ask him, like, yo, how do I fix this shit? Like, the shit broke down on me in Saks in Chicago. And I'm like, yo, how do I fix this shit? Motherfuckers like, yo, bro, you gotta fucking clean the shit, take the whole shit apart. So I had to take the whole airbrush apart in the shit, drop the shit, clean the whole shit out. So airbrushing is tedious. I still don't know how to do that shit. I swear to God. I just fill in the lines and just scribble. And I'm telling you, bro.
Nah,
I just have fun.
That's hard because it's like, it's so many stories like that. For like anybody who's successful, got stories
for
figuring it out.
And you got to figure it out along the way.
Literally.
Yeah. I got stories for days, bro. I'm telling you. And none of them is no script. None of them is script. I'm telling you. Like, this shit is all real.
Yeah, I remember seeing I want to say you posted the joint when it was in LA. That was like around the Super Bowl.
See, the first gig was February like 3rd, I believe. And it was like 2 days. So I was out there for 2 days. I was out there probably till like the 5th. Got back home, slept a couple of days, and then the next gig was like February 11th to the 12th. So I went out there on the 10th. You know what I mean? I went out there on the 10th. I was out there for 3.5 days. So like all that was just speed. You know what I mean? Just like, it was just, people be asking me like, how the fuck you feel? Like, one motherfucker hit me, he was like, yo, bro, your brain gotta hurt. Like, making all that shit, bro. Like, just besides doing like the one-on-one customization in person, I also made 10 one-on-ones like just to give the motherfucker, like for the whole corporate, like for the whole SUBI staff. So it's like, yeah, got the pic, bro. You show the pic where the cam at. Tell you, bro, I keep this shit like documented because ain't nobody around me to document this shit. So I'm documenting everything. You know what I mean?
You got to.
I'm documenting every fucking thing.
If you text it to me, we could put it. We have it throw it on the screen.
Yeah. I text it to you. I text you all that shit. I text you the video with me and Craig K and True at the SUBI store. My boy getting mad free shit. They even gave me mad free shit, bro. This from the friends and family drop. So like, I caught mad shit from that drop.
That's hard.
Yeah, bro. The shit was clean.
But that was definitely a moment for the time where it felt everything was just like lining up.
Yeah.
It was one of them special.
And you got West, man. West is a beautiful, monumental fucking treasure, bro. That motherfucker, that's my man's, bro. Like, just like, I swear to God, I wasn't expecting this shit, man. My boy West hit me, like, just right at my house. I'm just like, yo, just chilling, like dozing off a little bit, bro. He hit me like, yo, where you at? You know what I mean? And I missed that call. You know what I mean? But right from there, bro, dude was hitting me up like the whole week for the SUBI show. Like, just asked me like, yo, you good? Peace, God. You know? And that shit just, because that's one of my favorite rappers. Like, that's one of the main motherfuckers that keep me going. Like, every tape you drop, you know? That shit is just like, it's anthems. You know, it's just like, yo, it's your theme music. So I was like, when he hit me up, bro, that shit put a battery in my back. Like, just to be out there and do that whole show. Like, I wasn't even in my body. I was in another place. Like, I wasn't here. It was like an out-of-body experience. Dead ass.
Because especially when you start achieving like them goals and them dreams, it's like, it's surreal.
It's surreal because I don't even be planning them. Like, I don't even be like, I want this to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I've been talking to SUBI and them like for the whole year about this event and like putting the shit together, but like, I really didn't think it was gonna be that big. You know, I didn't think it was gonna be as big as it was. Like, I have no expectations. Like, when I walked through that door.
Yeah. How was the response from the crowd and from
it was beautiful. It was like probably like 200, 300 people up in that bitch the whole day. The black tees, they sold out as soon as the online drop went up. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen no shit like that. Because I looked at it like before I went to sleep, the day of the drop, like up in the airport. Because I, took a little nap up in the airport. But I looked at that shit, and that shit was like, it had like medium and a large and XL. But then I wake up in the next day of the morning, it's like,
calm.
Yeah, so I was like, what the fuck?
Nah, that's a good feeling.
Shit was clean. That shit must have been a good drop because it's gone fast.
Absolutely.
You know?
Hell yeah.
Yo, so I just been picking up. You always say that like you don't expect much from people or like you like lower your expectations. You don't really expect things going into something, or people got to show you before they could tell you.
Yeah.
Like, have you always been like that since you was younger, or was it like things that happened that
I've been
made you
let
like
down a
that?
lot. I've been let down a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
So that's kind of like a guard up type of thing.
Yeah, I don't even celebrate like my birthdays, kind of.
I'm the same way.
like that
That's
for a while.
crazy.
Yeah, because like, I used to get problems like, yo, we about to go here, and motherfucker be out all night, don't even take me. Like my grandma, that's one of my favorite people. Like I remember one of my favorite birthdays, is like when The Incredibles came out, like 2005.
Mm-hmm.
That shit came out like the week of my birthday type shit. My aunt, she promised me like, yo, we about to go here for, we about to go Chuck E. Cheese. And then we ain't never go. Then my grandma like, yo, okay, I've been waiting at the kitchen table all day. She like, yo, we about to take you. We went to the movies, then went out to eat type shit. That was clean. That's one of them shits that you remember forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a fact.
But shit, like, I don't even think it's like a defense thing, because I've been like, forgave all that shit. Like, I don't got no hate in my heart. Like, no nothing. So it's like, I really feel like it's just like what I said about that one Matt's B shit, taking it one day at a time. Like like my yearbook quote was like, what the fuck? It was some crazy shit. I swear to God, it was like a gorilla song. I'm not living for tomorrow because tomorrow's not today. You know what I mean? That's my yearbook quote. Like, and teachers were like, yo, what does that mean? And I'm like, I don't even know. It's a fucking song. Like, but then when I think about it, it's like you living in the moment. Like, you just cherishing the moment, and then just appreciating like this day. And tomorrow is not on your head. You know what I mean? Not saying it in like no scary way. People are like, oh, like you're emo. Like, nah. It's really just like, I feel like you get more, you gain more just working for just this time. Like, you like, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna grind today, and then I sleep tomorrow. Or whatever happens tomorrow, You know what I mean? It was like, I don't know. I just think it's like a grinding, like a hustling mentality.
Yeah, because you can't really get everything out of that moment if you're not fully locked in or fully invested.
Yeah, just on that, right?
Yeah.
Like you thinking about everything that's about to come and shit. Not even knowing if it comes, then you gonna have anxiety. Like, I swear to God, that shit triggers anxiety, bro. Absolutely. Thinking about the next step and all that shit.
Somebody told me it was like anxiety is like fear of the future. Depression is just like,
I love the future. Like, I ask people that question, what the fuck you want out of tomorrow? Like, what you want out of the future? You know what I mean? You can't answer that. A lot of people can't answer that question
at all.
So it's like,
I tell my students that, and I'm like, yo, it's like if you don't create a plan, you're gonna be a part of somebody else's plan.
God damn.
They got an idea for you.
Shit, it all worked though. Once it, like, if you were part of a team, it's like y'all all might not think like the same, right? But like y'all all got like similar visions. You know what I mean? Y'all can all bring that together to make a bigger picture.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But it takes time. Like, you can't force nothing. A lot of groups, they want to force things, and people, just like everything. You can't force nothing. You can't force the communications. You can't force the friends. You can't force nothing. You gotta let things be natural. You know what I mean? Like, things gonna come as everybody working slowly, and they bringing things back. Like what I said earlier is like bringing back to the table. Like, you going to hunt, like you going out to hunt. You just bringing back what you earn. You know what I mean? So
everybody put something on the table. And
we
whip up dinner. Where do you think you got that hustler's mentality?
My family, all of them gangsters, man. My daddy was a gangster, man. My daddy was a hustler. My uncle hustler. His uncles hustlers. My family, everybody hustlers. Everybody sold crack, heroin. They all did that shit. I can't even be talking like that, but
you know who I want to sit down with?
Just regular shit. Regular Buffalo shit. Regular, New York City, Buffalo.
I want to sit down with Bo.
Yeah.
I want to sit down with Bo one time. We ain't even got to go into no details. Yeah. I just want to just hear a couple stories. A couple stories. We'll be able to. Man. But the older gangsters, they not ready to talk in front of no mics, in front of no cameras.
The mics is too intimate.
That's how it should be though.
Yeah. But I feel like you got to get out of that. You can't be still in that and talk about it. Like, I feel like you could talk about it if you got out of that, and it's like you kept your traces clean, and ain't nothing that you could really talk about that's gonna come back to haunt you. You know
it depends on. I don't know. I guess it depends on how detailed you want to get into it.
Killings.
Yeah, no.
I won't talk about no crazy shit.
Yeah, it'll depend on how detailed you want to get into it. But you can like talk about like the gist of it, general topics. And shit.
General topics, right? They do that shit on the Hoffa show. You know, like when they got Kiss and them boys, they talk about the old stories and shit. You know.
Shit, he just brought up Kiss though, but we was talking earlier before we even started. We were just playing Dipset and shit. You said Joel's one of your favorite rappers all time.
Yeah, I love Dipset. Cam, Joel's, you know, Matt's, Jim Jones. Like, I love that whole era, man. That's like one of my favorite eras.
And who introduced you to like that type of music? Was it your uncles and shit?
Like my older sisters and shit. They used to listen to that shit. Like, you know, when you download the music on your little whatever you got, your MP3 players and shit, you just taking all the music that's on your own. So yeah, absolutely. I just used to do that. My sister used to just have like the P.O.M.E. album and shit, and you know.
That's how I started listening to Wayne. My cousin had the dedications and shit. He just put it on my iPod on Christmas.
I used to listen to rock, man.
Word?
Yeah. When Guitar Hero and Rock Band came out, bro, I was a rocker, bro. I think it was the Christmas of 2004 or 2006, one of those Christmas. It was 2006 because, Chris Benoit or Eddie Guerrero, one of them two just died. And I had his shirt. I got his shirt from Hot Topic. My sister bought that shit for me for Christmas type shit. But
come on.
I had the whole Rock Band set. When that shit came on, they had the whole set with the drum set, the mic. Bro, I used to fucking play the guitar at the same time and rock the mic. Used to be on the mic and the drums, like literally just playing the whole world tour by myself type shit.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You ever try to do music?
I used to do music. I was raw. I had music down to a science type shit. If I would have probably kept rapping, I would have been good. I'm dead ass. Nah, I probably would have been like, because I'm a student of the game. Like a lot of people don't want to study the game before they get into something, get into a craft. Like, before I even got into art, I studied art. You know what I mean? Like, I had to study Virgil. I didn't even know shit about Virgil. My boy T, my boy Trish, he put me on the Virgil. Like, I didn't really, like, embrace Virgil the way I was supposed to. Before, like, when, like, he was making, like, Off-White and shit like that, I didn't like Off-White. But I did like his mind, you know, like, watching the Virgil interviews and watching, like, the runways and shit with my boy T and shit. Like, it was crazy to see, like, him executing these ideas and bringing them to life, you know, like just from your brain or just writing them down from scratch. That was clean.
Yeah, it's next
level. You know what I mean? And to do that, like, I feel like that's what a lot of artists is failing with right now. Like the whole direction of what it means to be an artist. What it means to be an artist is just fucking just doing art. Anybody can be an artist. But at the end of the day, you got to be executing these ideas in a way that you curating your own world. Like, you molding your own, like...
your vision.
Yeah, so it's like, for real, it's like, you got to really just think about how you would visualize things and put things out for people to feel or judge or critique, whatever it is. A lot of people make shit like for themselves. That's the best route to do it. You know, making things like that you would like. You know what I mean? That's how you got to do it. Like, you can't think about what everybody else want. And that's what I do to the point that I got to a point that I can make like shit that everybody can like from just being a consumer myself. You know, like, everybody is a consumer. You a consumer, he a consumer. We all consume all day. Like, we got these phones. We consume things from the phones. We scanning. Like, that's what your mind practically is. It's like a fucking computer. Absolutely. You know what I mean? You analyzing things. You breaking it down. You storing. So it's like, and that's what, Virgil was an architect. That's what, you know what I mean? That's why his brain worked the way it worked. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's one of my favorite motherfuckers when it comes to this whole creative shit. You know what I mean? But like, you see, like, when you get back to the art, like, everybody can be an artist, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You see yourself going to like bigger canvases, like bigger mediums and stuff like that?
Like walls?
Like either walls?
I did a wall. You did 2 walls. But it wasn't like no big ass, like, you know, 4-story, 5-story building type shit. You know what I mean? I do one of those though. They bring me the right bread. Yeah.
Oh, you did the walls when you did that SABI World shit, right? That what you talking about?
One of them was in the gallery, and then another wall was in the store. Wow. It's the spot is right over there on Hurdle.
What's First off, when did you come up with Lil Dead Boy?
People always ask me that question, man. Lil Dead Boy is just like, you know how it's not even like an alias. It's not even, I don't even consider myself Lil Dead Boy. I don't call myself Lil Dead Boy. It's like, you know how like you made me's or like you on IMVU or you on Twitter or some shit. Like, and you just make like a username. I swear to God, Lil Dead Boy is just the username for me to log into my IG. It was never like I'm Lil Dead Boy or anything. Like, I'm just SABI. Straight SABI with SABI. SABI Glow, SABI Sosa.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean?
No,
like,
it happens like
people,
that. Yeah.
I like to troll people because like people walking up to me, oh my God, it's Lil Dead Boy. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, some people don't even be known as me until somebody else be like, yo, that's SABI right there. And they be like, oh shit, that's Lil Dead Boy. You know? But other than that, like, Lil Dead Boy is just the name of the page. You know what I mean? But I did make Dead Man Dot Walking. That was Made in Wasabi before Made in Wasabi.
Oh, okay.
It was Dead Man Dot Walking. Yeah. No G, just straight in. You know what I mean? Like, I always do that. Like, people like, yo, how do I spell Lil Dead Boy? I'm like, no I no Y is I. You know what I mean? So, shit, Lil Dead Boy, I couldn't even tell you. I made that shit up because I was high as hell off Xans and shit for like 4 or 5 summers and lean. So I was like, shit, Lil Dead Boy, that's gonna be my IG. I ain't have an IG till like 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's about when I made my shit too, damn.
Yeah, like 2014, I made an IG because shit, everybody was leaving off Tumblr.
Everybody was leaving Twitter kind of too.
Yeah,
They wasn't on Twitter as much.
Yeah, and I was on Twitter heavy. I was on Twitter. I used to talk to fucking like everybody. Man, I was fucking with the ASAP members on fucking, you know, on IG. I mean on Twitter for a minute. It was ASAP 12. He followed me like in 2012. And I used to just like troll like and get on like ASAP Yam's little radio shit. And you could just like, you know, talk to them like on the little radio. They had that shit like attached to their Tumblr. There's like a link that you just click on, then you can just like hear everything they saying through the little radio. It was like the Blackout Boys radio. Like you can go on this page and it's like one of the last things that he was posting, like Blackout Boys radio. I used to like get on the Blackout Boys radio and just like talk shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Faye like one of the only people I know who knew about Blackout Boys radio. Like that was my boy, cause he knew about everything that I knew.
That's
like
right.
just about like just knowing the scene and like just knowing about everything before it happened. Like I was listening to Playboy Cardi before people was listening to Cardi. You know what I mean? Like dead as I was, bro. I'm so hip to the underground. I love the underground.
Was Fetty one of his first songs or?
Nah, man. I was listening to shit like By Myself. Like By Myself was like one of the first songs I got put on to.
Was that before he was actually Playboy Cardi? When he was
Playboy Cardi.
Oh, you said Playboy Cardi.
He was Cash Cardi. And then I was, you know, listening to fucking like, what is it? You know, Pray For Me and, you know, all the shit that he was making early, like with Ethereal and Awful Records and shit. Because I was hip to Father. I was listening to Father and Key. You know what I mean? So if you was listening to Father and Key, like, you would know that, like, he was surrounded around that little friend group. Yeah. So, like, it was easy to, like, if you just going through everybody music, because, like, you just want to know about everybody from, like, you know, that's how you want to dive into everything. That's how I was. I dive into the whole underground listening.
Go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, telling you, bro, like Xavier Wolf when he was just at the Wolf and fucking with Raider Clan and just everybody.
Space Ghost Perp and them boys.
Space Ghost Perp, bro. I swear to God, that was one of my favorite motherfuckers. I jive was Raider Clan. I was on ASAP K. It's funny as hell how the world work, man.
Nah, they had some shit though. Raider Clan.
Yeah, I love
That's Denzel Curry, you know, them boys too.
No, it's just I just
yeah,
love the
he was in that
whole
joint.
black shit that they was on, like the whole like, and they had more substance. Than,
They had the one. What was his one cat name? Lil Simi or something?
Young Simi.
Young Simi. Yeah, he was tough.
He was fire. He was fire. That whole era was fire. 2012. You know, fucking with Joey Badass and shit.
1999.
I was in a Joey Badass music video.
Which one?
Shout out Esco. We was in a shit with CJ Fly. It was a CJ Fly song.
How long ago was it?
Yeah. It was like 2018, 2019. This was my second time in New York. You know, I was out there with my boy Esco, LA Esco. Shout out Esco.
That's tough.
Yeah, I was out there with him, man, and fucking, he just like was super cool friends with CJ Fly. And I'm like, bro, you friends with CJ Fly? Motherfuckers, like CJ Fly, dad was cooking the whole party, fucking curry chicken and jerk chicken and shit. I was like, I ain't never see that before.
Nah, I rock with
Yeah,
CJ. I used to listen to CJ5 heavy.
Yeah.
I used to fuck with Nick
Saturdays.
Caution. He was the one
Nick
out of the
Caution
group.
was fire too.
Yeah.
Nick Caution was fire.
Besides Joey, obviously, but Nick Caution, he was mine.
That whole Beast Coast movement was something
Yeah,
crazy.
music in 2012 was something else.
Bruh, it was a different, like,
Music in 2012
underachievers,
was
like,
something
Yep, Flatbush Zombies.
Underachievers, Flatbush, fucking, you know, you had early Action Bronson, he was out, Danny Brown was out. You know, Big Sean still was making good Big Sean music, you know.
Meek with the Dream Chasers
Wiz
tapes.
was the shit. That was my favorite rapper, man.
Wiz,
I love Wiz, man.
Currency with the Jet Life, the Pilot Talk joints.
Yo, we had a whole little fucking group out here based off the Jets. Like, we was just running around rocking camel shorts and crew necks and shit. Throwing up fucking the Jets and shit, rocking
With the high socks?
Yeah, with the high
High
socks.
socks.
Yep.
Yeah, we thought we was the coolest motherfuckers ever.
Camel shorts era was my
People had
It's a great era.
the Wiz patch in their hair too.
I
Everybody had
that
the
shit,
Wiz
man.
patch.
You know, I ain't embarrassed, but I had that shit.
I had a mohawk.
I did that shit though. My peeps didn't even know I did it. You just put this blonde patch in my head, bought the only kit, blonde my own hair up, man. Went to school with that shit. Everybody was like, oh, you know. Nobody even had the blonde patch, man. I was like, God damn. That my hair was blonde for like 2 years in the middle. I even was getting like haircuts and all that. Shit was still stuck blonde. It was growing. The shit was growing black blonde, yo. I'm telling you. It was growing back. I was like, oh shit, bro. Took a minute, bro. Took a minute to get that shit out of my head, man. Fuck that shit.
So we got a segment. It's like a third eye segment. So we talk about just anything like spiritual or like a deeper concept. So
I love spirituality. A lot of people be overtaking that shit though.
yeah,
Like
people
overdoing it
for sure.
You know, like thinking that they better than other people and shit. Like, nah, that ain't it, man. That ain't it.
That's a fact. So one of the things I wanted to touch on was I was looking up something today. It's called didactic art, and so it's art that's used as a learning piece.
Okay.
So in the sense of like they'll draw like Leonardo da Vinci got like the creation of man, where it's like the dude coming out the cloud, touching the finger, touching the human laying back, and it's like, but the cloud is actually shaped like a human brain. It's supposed to show how like man coming up to think type shit, touching the finger, just like getting closer to God by using your mind type shit. Pineal gland, third eye, all that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and it was like I was watching this dude. He's got a joint called Magical Egypt, and it was showing how the crowns on the pharaohs is based off of like if you
The pineal gland, yeah.
pineal gland. If you cut it sideways, you see the eye of Horus. If you cut it this way,
Like an ego eye too is in a pineal gland.
yeah. If you cut it another way, like around like the base of your skull, you'll see like the crown with the plumes on it and the serpents and all that. And they were showing the crowns themselves was about the mind. And just like, you ever, and I'm asking this, would you ever put that into your art where it's like they see it may look like something regular, but it's like you putting in a functionality, like an educational piece with it?
I do that all the time. Yeah, that's why I consider my 101s. My 101s be like subliminal messages and propaganda. Like always, like you always can find little codes and always like find little quotes and shit that's in there that's like it's positive and it's deciphering like fucking crazy chaotic shit. You know what I mean? Like you look deep in there, you gonna find some shit like that you might can relate to, or it might get you out of hole, or you know what I mean? Gotta look deep in that shit. That shit, like, damn near all my art got little fucking, little, like, you just gotta get it. Like, it's like a little code. You gotta decipher the code.
Breadcrumbs.
Yeah. That's how it be.
Yeah, it was a teacher, and he was talking about how clothing used to be like a form of communication. And so it was like, a lot of times now socially, we'd be like, oh, this girl dressed like, she a hoe because she dressed like this, or... But it was like back in the day, we didn't have that confusion because if a woman was married, if she had a kid, you knew she had two skirts, because one skirt would be down, then one we flip up to put the baby in. If you were single, you wore a hat.
Well, shit, that's the same.
Lean this way.
That's the same with the South and the East and shit. Like you can't even tell like if a motherfucker from the South. where you can't even really tell like where motherfucking, you know, like back in the day you could tell if a nigga was from the West Coast, but it's still like that. You could tell a nigga from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Motherfucker got baggy ass t-shirt on, fucking, you know, some Dickies
Chucks.
and some Chucks. Like, yo, they outfit still there. They acting like they in the 80s still.
Now, I think I feel like that's because like the social media influence,
You know
like
that?
everything
You know
is
that.
like in one. Everything
know
is
that.
collided.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
everybody is influenced by everybody. Everybody wants to be like everybody. So it's not that distinction of coast and like
Of
states
culture,
and all that.
regions.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
culture.
they kind of doing that still, and they bringing it back in the city. The city, they got their own little flavor.
That's fine.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember when I first saw that idea of the internet blending everything was with ASAP. Because everybody complained about like he sound like he from the South, but he was like he had that New York.
Yeah, he had,
stance.
but he had the Houston influence
he was
too.
damn near inspired by that shit, or he probably wanted to switch up his algorithm and seen that like something else was gonna work for him, and he just wanted to like try this out, you know, and then it worked. You know what I mean? Then
It's
he
probably a
just had-
combination of both. Because I know, I think like
Exactly.
in his music, he would say that he would go to the South like in the summers. He would go to Houston because he had family down there.
Yeah.
So he naturally has that influence. Plus, it's like, I know I'm a New York artist. People going to expect me to rap this way. Let me mesh these two together. And then, like you said, reach the
Exactly.
algorithm, make it pop, make it stick out.
No, that's smart. Yeah, I feel like too. You be hacking the algorithm too with how your approach to your art is.
Yeah.
that's-
I like to. I like to look at shit from a mental state, like thinking real psychologically. You know, like I just want to go to school for psychology when I get out of this art shit. I gotta make like $3 million now. Like for real.
3 million up.
Yeah, I make a good couple million. I go to college.
Word.
Yeah, I go to college for like 4 years.
It's funny because I went out. I brought Woods and Shooter to Fredonia. One time we went out
That's
there.
fire.
We did an art show. They hotboxed the school van
Man.
on the way there. That was the first time I did shrooms.
Oh man.
I took one of them joints right when we got on the road.
He was driving?
Yes, drove out there, bruh. That was a moment. They came back. We walked in the building smelling like gas. Everybody was like late as hell, but it was a fire. We had a fire art workshop. It was just like people still be telling me about talking about that joint to this day. Like,
That's tough.
no, word.
But shit, we got another segment we do. It's the top 5 segment. So pretty self-explanatory. So who would you say? I know you said you like study art a lot before you got into art. So who are some
still
people?
study.
Yeah. All right. So shit. Who are some people that you study? Who are the people that you study now still? Like your top 5, you would say.
I
That
got
like-
5 people that I studied before, 5 people that I fuck with
Shit.
now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, now I really don't really like look at too much shit. I just reference myself. Like I go back to a lot of like my old work, or if I get stuck a little bit, I might look at something I did before and be like, oh yeah, I liked it this placement, or I liked it this font. You know what I mean? But 5 people that like that really got me into like helping curate my style and look at a lot of different techniques that I wasn't utilizing at the time. You know, like Francis Bacon, like that's one of the top artists. Like during the Slime Shack, this when I did a lot of like when I lived there, 2018. Like I did a lot of studying, a lot of like film work. You know, studied Francis Bacon. Like I liked his work, and like his mind was deranged. Like he was super like grotesque or horror. You know, like he into the horrorcore and shit like that. But when you learn about like the shit that he was doing, it was really just self-portraits. It's like how he viewed people. And like it reminded me of like how I do the Gustavo in a way. It's like how I would view the scars like that people really can't see. You know what I mean? Like when you look at his work, you wouldn't think it was that. You know, you would just think it was like a blob, or it's like just some weird shape with nice ass colors. But like shit, Virgil is one of them people that I studied a lot. He taught me like just laying out a blueprint and just going with that blueprint, like just gutlessly. Like, you have to go with it. Like whether it fails, there's no plan B. It's like that's just it. It's straight plan A. Like Virgil showed me a lot of that layout. Like just doing that, and that was like 2018. So I can definitely say that I gave him his flowers before he was gone. It's like 2018 to 2019 to 2020 till his fucking death. Man, that shit crushed me. Like You know what I mean? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, we was literally I'm on my couch right now. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Mm-hmm.
It's about to be Thanksgiving, so it's like,
Not to throw you too far off your list, but like, what did that mean when you saw Biz? You saw Esco taking a picture with him and Wes.
It was crazy because, bro, Esco, I just fucking handed him them pants, and he was just at my crib. This when I stayed on Forest, this 2019. It's before the pandemic, so it was like, it's 2 months before the pandemic. You know what I mean? So it was like, shit. He came to the spot, and I whipped up like a good collection. I guess I did like a pop up around like October 20 something, like in 2019. I did a gig with the Slime Shack. If you remember that one, then it was like another pop up with Amaya, like it was one of the Ghost on Tape.
Yeah.
So I went to that right after. So I was like, and I lost my homie that day too. So I had to just like put that shit in the back of my heart and just keep going. Like I could have just like broke down and just went home. I stayed. I mean, stayed going type shit. So shit. You know what I mean? Did that Ghost on Tape shit? That was clean. That's clean. But yeah, 2019, fucking Esco came to my spot, grabbed the fucking pants and shit. He told me that he was going to Paris. He just grabbed his passport. He was about to go out there and then shit. And that's next thing I know, he went out there and he on fucking Vogue and fucking, you know, runways and shit with the fucking pants. And I'm like, oh, this nigga spaz and he wild. And then he sent me a pic with Virgil. Once he sent me that pic with Virgil and I'm at my desk, I'm like, oh, it's clean. Yeah, that was crazy. I'm telling you, that was crazy.
That was a moment.
I was happy for him because it was like, yo, I knew how much he loved Virgil, and it's like when you see how a lot of people who really been in the game for a minute and they really like know they shit, like Esco been knew about Virgil. Like, Esco really fucked with Off-White. He had fucking Nebraska Off-White merch. Like this is pieces that people don't even got. Like Virgil didn't even know about this piece his damn self. Like he like, what the fuck where you had this at? I almost forgot about this. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely V. I like Andy Warhol too, man. I like the colors. Like one of my first fucking paintings ever was just like a dinosaur, which is mad colors, and then the next one was a peacock, which is mad colors, bro. So it's like pause, but it's like yo, dude, I'm telling you, bro. It's like seeing how Warhol would take like pop culture and just like things that we see every day, or just like just symbolisms, and just put that shit in a picture, and you know, he sold the paint with the most, you know what I mean? The most, yeah, for fucking like 43.78 million. I don't even know. It's in the West song. It's it's in the West song. So yeah, you gotta check it out. It's like one of them interludes. You know how he be having interludes?
Yeah.
And he going out. But shit, Warhol. So I'm at 3. So Warhol. Shit. I said Akira Toriyama. That's the nigga who made Dragon Ball Z. I've been sketching and drawing Dragon Ball Z my whole life, bro. That shit taught me how to draw. Like, buying little fucking, like, you know, when you got the ice cream socials and the shit, and you go to the library and you buying fucking books and shit. Like, in pre-K, first grade, second grade and shit, I used to fucking buy Dragon Ball Z books. Like, $5, get like $10 from my grandma and my mom.
Hell yeah. I used to do the same shit,
I used to trace the book, bro. I used to trace the book until I learned how to draw them shits by myself, bro. Teachers used to hate me. I was doing that shit all day until I got everything right. Know what I mean? So I can say the dude who made Dragon Ball Z, that's one of my favorite motherfuckers. I put that in it because I love anime, so I had to put a motherfucker from anime in that bitch. And shit, fucking 5. Who really, I gotta think about it because I done studied so much shit, but this the top. Know what I mean? This the top motherfuckers. I could say Vivian Westwood. Vivian Westwood, just watching her shit all day, tapping in with her. I almost cried when she fucking died. I was like, what the fuck? This like my fucking grandma. Like, you know what I mean? This bitch fucking, I love this motherfucker. Like, I love that, you know what I'm telling you. It's just the whole like story of how like you just like how she became who she is and then her evolution. I love people who ain't afraid of evolution. She ain't care to evolve and shed her skin and become a new version of herself every year, every time. That is beauty. Absolutely. And she was like fucking 80-something when she died and she still looked healthy. Know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my 5 right there. That was 5 magnificent artists. Know what I mean? I could have put Basquiat, but that would have been cliche. That's everybody go to. I love Basquiat, R.I.P. that Black King. It's just a simple fact that, like, some people can appeal to his work and gravitate to it more. I just love him as the person. You know what I mean? Like just who he was and his mind. You know what I mean? He had a good mind. And he had a good heart. If you watch like the documentaries and then you watch shit that how they speak of him, you can tell like, that he had that hunger in him, and that it was just something like that was keeping his art so substance. You know, just so much substance in it. It was that fuel. Whatever I feel like whatever your void is, that's how much hunger you gonna have. You know what I mean? Like, shit, it's on some real Naruto shit. It's like whatever you go through, it's like you gonna take that and you gonna utilize that as fuel. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, let's say for anybody who's, let's say I'm thinking of the kid who just graduated and they don't know what they want to do, but they like art, they like getting drippy, they doing all that.
Fuck getting drippy, man. All these kids, that's all they want to do is get drippy. That's not a characteristic, man.
But I look at it as a form of expression. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing they know.
But shit, that's all they know now. So I'm gonna take that away. Know what I mean? There ain't nothing no more. So everybody can get dressed. They dressing up 5-year-olds. That's the first thing they know how to do is put on some J's and some Rick Owens now. How you 5 years old and you know what the fuck Rick Owens is?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's a fact.
Drippy what?
So, so what's the thing that you would tell them to like, if they think they want to be a creator?
Go outside. Go outside. That's where the creativity started. If I ain't never go outside and be a kid and experience what being a kid is, I would have never had this creativity because you got to remain a kid once you become an adult to have creativity. Like Damien Hirst said once I think it was Picasso, he said something like, you know, you keep that inner child alive, you know what I mean? Once you take that inner child away, much of your creativity is gone. You know what I mean? You just looking at life as like, it's all rugged and you hate it. It's like, oh, what the fuck is this bullshit? I just got in a car accident. All the bullshit, you just gonna look at it like it's hell. You know what I mean? But if you still a kid inside, you might have a little humor. You might, oh shit, fuck, you fucking asshole. I should, you know, beat your ass right now. I gotta go to work, you know? But shit, I know you gotta keep that inner kid alive, bro. People be burning themselves out and then just hate the world. We gonna hate the world if you're an adult. I hate being an adult sometimes. You gotta pay bills, you gotta do all this shit. But if you still look at this shit like a kid, you're gonna be like, okay. The clothes and shit is starting to, since you said like this shit is like, this is a form of expression, which it always been. I feel like they do that shit too much now that it's taken away from who they truly is. Like it's taken away from their character. They think the clothes make them cool.
That's deep.
You know what I mean? Like you see all those little New York City kids, 10 bands in their pockets from their mom, credit cards and shit, full of Rick Owens outfit.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Full of chrome hearts and all these crazy ass, you know what I mean? They be
Denim,
having fucking
the whole
shoulder
denim
pads.
tier suit.
Yeah, full shoulder pad, fucking Balenciaga helmet, all types of shit. Like,
moon boots.
Yeah, but don't even know shit about the world. Don't even know shit about themselves. That is where the world is.
They don't even really know shit about the shit that they wearing.
Man, they just love drip. You know what I mean? I love Balenciaga. So yeah, man, that shit is burning out. The media burning that part out. But you do have people who like still hit up thrift stores and like, you know what I mean? They just dressing and they just wearing like garments and they putting good garments together and shit. Like that is a form of expression. Like that's when you expressing yourself. When you can put on items and shit that's not even much value and you make it valuable from the way you wearing it. And then people walk up to you like, yo, bro, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, real shit. That's when it's adding value.
That's a gem. Yeah. You familiar with the dude, I forgot the first name. It's like Zakovsky or it's like Jay Zakovsky from Buffalo.
Oh yeah, he cool as hell. That's my boy, man. Z.
Yeah.
Alex. That's my boy.
His joint is fire.
He make all the little cut and sew stuff. Yeah, he fire.
Y'all was just on his page earlier, matter of fact.
Yeah, he fire. Let's get him on here. He's smart as hell.
Definitely trying to tap in with him. Is there anything else you wanna leave with the people? Where can they get some of your merch or your pieces?
Shit. See, for a long time, man, the one-on-ones, because some people be scared to approach me, or some people be like, how do I talk to them? How, you know what I mean? Acting mad crazy, and then when they get in the DMs, they freeze up when they see the price. You know what I mean? But it's really like you just being serious about the shit. But since I'm retiring one-on-ones at the end of October, like I said I was, because I had this big present for everybody, and I just gave y'all this present, my first motherfucking drop ever, which was with SUBI. You know what I mean? You know, I'm gonna sit back and really just worry more about the art. You know, I want to give people more product, you know, like toys, and you know, that's why, like, yo, I've been collecting Gundam lately. Like, you know, like, I don't know if y'all know about Gundam. It's an anime, like, with like mobile suits and robots. I've been collecting them lately, and just like I just been thinking about making my own little toys and like vinyls and like, you know, like your little cars. I
was just gonna ask, what do you think of Cause?
Oh, Cause is one of my favorite people ever. I wanted to, you know, you asked me for a top 5, you ain't say top 10. I'd have put Cause in that bitch.
Yeah, Cause in mine, for sure.
Cause, yo, bro, I learned so much from just his style too, bro. It's just like Cause, bro. He probably this generation's like the top. He's the top. You know what I mean? Just from early 2000s Bape, 90s Bape, and just like all the shit that he did by himself, and then the shit that he did with Pharrell, and then helping Pharrell make the ice cream logo, and like all the shit that he did, bro, is monumental, bro. Like him even coming to Buffalo and kicking it with Futura and shit, like Futura in my top 2, bro. You know what I mean? I used to see his little crazy ass astro drawings and his little fucking like scary ass robot on fucking Adult Swim. He used to be on Adult Swim. Like they used to have the crazy ass music playing in the background. You know how they got the little smooth music or the crazy EDM music playing in the background? They used to have his little sculpture on that bitch. Yeah. He was on Adult Swim, so I knew about him from that. But shit, man.
Because earlier when you were saying like when you're a designer, when you're a brand or artist, you need a mascot, I thought of Cause off rip.
You need a mascot.
Because he has the companion.
He taught me one of those.
Yeah.
He taught me that. You need a mascot. You need one. You need to learn how to fucking draw something to the point that you can do that shit in front of people, and they ask you for an autograph. You just whipping that shit in the autograph. You know what I mean? You need it. It's like they like, how the fuck did you just do that quick? Dude. You know what I mean? It's more so like they love it.
I think Dolly did that.
Like,
with her Dolly, he used to.
Yeah,
he never paid for meals. He would draw it on the napkin. Yeah, draw a quick sketch on the napkin and turn it in.
Shit, Basquiat used to do that shit too. Pay for fucking meals with his motherfucking with his art, or literally shit. I'm telling you, bro, that's some shit, man. Shit, I done got a lot of free shit. Real. That's real. Telling you. Shit, what I was gonna say. Yeah, the one-on-ones, man. I'm done doing the one-on-ones, man. I did it for so long. I did it for 8 years. I done told myself countless times that I wanted to retire them and move on to fucking making product. Because you get tired of people telling you, like, yo, you should do this. You know, you should make screen prints or, you know, make more clothes, like mass produce. And it's like, I want to do shit on my own time. Like, I want to do shit when I want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to work on nobody else's time. And I feel like this was the perfect time. I just literally did one of the craziest shits that ever. You know what I mean? That was crazy. You know what I mean? And more brands might actually want to come to me from my design work. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So just looking at that, like, it's like, damn, I really just want to move on to branding. You know, I do have the website where I'm selling prints. I even brought y'all some gifts. I brought y'all some free prints. I knew it was gonna be 3 people. I don't know. I thought 3 was the magic number.
Appreciate you, my boy.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna be 3 people.
Looking.
Come on.
I brought 3 drawings. They all signed and all that.
All right, that's tough.
Appreciate that.
Hell yeah. But yeah, man, I want to move on to just fucking selling prints and just branding and just doing more shit that I can just branch out and make a whole bunch of it. And then, you know, be in people's homes, you know, more so like everybody making art, and I love that. But like, I want to make different dimensions of art, like sculptures and fucking like vinyls, as I said. You know what I mean? Like shit that people can feel more.
Pause.
Yeah.
I fuck with that though.
No, that was a good one. Pause. That was right on the money. But yeah, man, just like shit that people can like fucking, you know. Because right now, my paintings is so fucking valuable. They're at a high ass price, a high ass demand. Everybody can't get that. Everybody can't get a SABI in their house. So it's like, I'm trying to get everybody to have something.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I started doing the prints.
Yeah, that's gonna be a moment.
Oh yeah. We appreciate you pulling up, bro. This was
I appreciate y'all,
this shit
man.
was
This
fire.
was clean.
This shit was
Absolutely.
fire,
Clean,
man.
man. Talk about your life, talk about real shit.
Create real conversations with real people, you know what I'm saying?
Control
yeah,
the narrative, man.
Gotta love it.
Absolutely.
No label the pod. We out.
Peace.